One of those names that everybody just absolutely loved watching up here and across the street at Park Jefferson.
Actually, he's a third generation, as both grandpas raced.
Oh, well.
Bill Kirk, I believe, as well as Neil Kearns. But they are looking to take the green as Kramer's going to lead them down there with Keith Sanders leading them down into turn one. Kramer's filling in there. Spring and Beatty coming out side by side. Beatty will take that third place spot as Keith Sanders is still your leader. Willie Kirk still hanging back there in your top five.
Yeah, I'll give Willie Kirk all the credit in the world. He is hanging right up there with the rest of the field. But right now, it is Keith Sanders starting to put a gap on the 53K of Kramer. Beatty just trying to stay with Kramer right now, as if anybody bobbles, he'll have a chance to get that spot. But right now, it is still Keith Sanders with the early advantage.
And Kramer's starting to take a peek under Sanders there. And he will be side by side coming under him out of four. At the line, Kramer's got him and slides up in front of him there. Sanders crosses the nose down, looks to get a run back under Kramer. We'll see if he's got anything coming as he's pulling back to his door. Kramer starting to pull away as we got 2 to go there, PJ.
So right now it is Kramer with the lead over Sanders. Beatty now looking under Sanders as a battle for P2 and P3 as they are side by side down the backstretch. They're going to fire it off into 3 and 4 one more time. White flag going to come out from Jesse Maserati as 53 Mike Kramer goes through 1 and 2 one more time. Beatty once again going to try to get to the inside of the two of Sanders. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it, but right now Mike Kramer is going to be your Heat 1 winner. Sanders in second, Beatty third, Brody Spring in fourth. And looks like the 86 Willie Kirk is going to round out that field.
He looked really smooth for his first time here at Raceway.
Yes.
I know he's ran a couple of the bigger tracks, and he did fairly well at Park Jefferson the other night.
So for those that don't know, Greg Hammond was contacted by none other than Sheriff Woody, Buddy Ray Jones himself, and they struck up a deal. So he now has Woody 1.0 while Buddy's driving Woody 2.0. Green is out right now as the 5M Dawson March shuts the door on Hammond as he is going to take that early lead. Hammond, the 29J car. Normally driven by Luke Jackson, tags the wall ever so slightly. He is going to lose a couple of spots as looks like Olson and Woodall going to get by him.
And your leader is still Dawson March, but Hammond's looking back under Woodall for that third place spot as, he gets a little bit loose again there. But he does gather it up. He falls to the back of the pack. Dawson March still out front, pulling away a little bit from Jeff Olson. They have a little bit of a gap back to Daniel Woodall with the T1 towhead looking underneath of Woodall now.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between the two coming out of turn number 4 as Olson kind of tank slapped the side of the 5M, but Olson now your leader as March now sitting in second. He goes from the hunted to the hunter as he is going to come around to see 2 laps to go. He's trying to go to the whip, trying to stay up with Olson.
And you got Towhead back there still trying to get past Woodall. He is all over his back end, not going too far. But Jeff Olson is coming out to take that white flag. Dawson March still running in second there. Woodall is still in third.
Olson going to take it down the backstretch into 3 and 4 one more time. And it is going to be Jeff Olson with the Heat 1 win. Dawson March will be second. Dan Woodall in third. Rusty Montag fourth. Greg Hammond in fifth. So as we were starting to say, the original Woody is now owned by Greg Hammond as, of course, Buddy Ray Jones a couple years ago changing from Yosemite Sam to Woody from Toy Story. And that car is actually the one that is the one that Greg Hammond ended up buying. So he has Woody 1.0 while Buddy Ray driving the car that Brian Ozentowski drove last year is Woody 2.0. Funny thing, talking to Greg earlier, came up with the idea that he should name it Buzz, Buzz Lightyear. He says, nope, already got a name. Not going to tell you what it is till it gets lettered next week.
Sign Masters sponsored of R.J. Merchant to his outside, the 25 of Ricky the Racer Stefan.
Your third and final row is going to see the man they call Speed, the 44X of Jason Snyders, and Chad Tenaple in the 20 will run shotgun on the field.
Kyle Welch is going to lead him down to the green. Great start there for Matheson. So they're 3 wide to the green. Merchant on the inside. They are 3 wide coming out. Fall back a little bit there for Merchant as Ricky the Racer Stefan's running in second now. Matheson's still your leader. Kyle Welch hanging in there, but Tenaple and Merchant are about to split the difference there. The outside and leave him a little bit in the dust there. Chad Tenaple is going a little bit further up ahead there of Merchant as your leader is still the M80 of Jim Matheson.
Matheson picking up where he left off last week as he is going to sling it back through 1 and 2. Ricky the Racer Stefan, Chad Tenaple, the 77 of Merchant, all going to the whip right behind him. Remember, Merchant, that's a brand new motor. Last year's motor went 199 and a half nights before grenading last weekend. Hopefully they'll get the same longevity out of this one, but looks like a big push from the 77. Right now it is Matheson with a sizable advantage over the 25 of Stefan and the 20 of Tenaple.
And it's still Matheson, your leader. Stefan in second. Tenaple is all over that back bumper looking and waiting for Stefan to slip up there to see if he can get by him. Stefan's starting to gain a little bit of distance now and actually gaining on your leader there, Matheson. Just a little bit. It's a little ways back there to Merchant still running in fourth.
Matheson's still gonna, he has the lead going down into 3 and 4. Stefan right on his back bumper. He is knocking on the back door. 2 laps to go. Can Stefan get around the M80 of Matheson? Tenaple just trying to hang on to the back bumper of the wily old veteran from South Sioux City, Nebraska. Ricky Stefan, as the white flag is going to come out for Matheson this time by. 1 lap to go. He's going to sling it down through 1 and 2. Coming out of 2. Once again, the 25, Stefan right there. Can he make one last shot into 3 and 4? He's going to try and go to the low side. Going to bobble it. It's going to be Matheson with the win. Jim Matheson wins. Ricky Stefan second. Tenaple in third. Merchant in fourth. And Kyle Welch is going to round out the top 5.
He's not going to win. I got to have my shirt on. So, just like Jimmy Scott had said when RJ won, I got my shirt on. So, we'll see.
I'm just wondering how many nights he's going to get out of this new crate. Right now, green flag is out, and Sean Berrigan with a nice advantage over the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese. They're going to fire it off into 1. Bob Moore high, wide, and around the outside. He's going to pull side by side with Teese as well as they're going to slide it down 3 and 4. Looks like Teese is going to try and battle back on the inside, but Sean Berrigan's going to lead lap number 1 with Bob Moore in second.
Teese is back there in third, but they're 3 wide for that third place spot with DeMay slightly pulling ahead of Teese going into the corner. Mills fell back just a little bit. He's now looking under both of them as Teese, they're still 2-3 wide that whole time, fighting for that third place spot here. That is your race on the track right now, PJ.
Yeah, it is, as DeMay tried to look to the outside of Teese, and unfortunately that left the door open for Chris Mills. Mills is going to have that third place spot. DeMay looks like he got into some, or someone got into him in the right rear as the right rear quarter panel is crinkled up. But right now up front, it is all the 88 of Sean Berrigan, the Sergeant Bluff native, starting to walk away as Bob Moore is trying to keep pace with him, but losing a little bit of ground each and every lap. Chris Mills in third, DeMay in fourth, and Teese rounding out the top 5 is 2 laps to go.
Your field's starting to get spread out just a little bit. Moore is still about the same distance away from DeMay. DeMay's got a pretty comfortable lead back there. Moore's still sitting pretty comfortably in second as it's a little ways further back to Chris Mills, as Berrigan will take that green flag with 2 to go.
Berrigan fires it off down the back stretch. His lead still fairly comfortable. White flag is out. Once again, Berrigan ahead of Moore. He's going to slide through 1 and 2 one last time. Fired off down the back stretch. And he's going to take that BMS chassis through 3 and 4. And he is going to take it all the way to the heat number 2 win. Sean Berrigan wins, Bob Moore second, Chris Mills third, Shane DeMay in fourth. And unfortunately, it looks like Jim Teese did not finish the heat race. Row number 3 will be Dawson March and Brody Spring. Ladies and gentlemen, as they come off of turn number 4, Raceway Park, back up on your feet. It's a feature time for your Carl Customs IMCA Northern Sport Mods, presented by Professional Concrete. Jeff Olson, Kirk Beatty, row number 4, and Rusty Montega, Willie Kirk will round out your field. And we are green as they fire it off down to 1. It's going to be Dan Woodall with the advantage coming out of 2. Mike Kramer in second. Look at this. Greg Hammond sitting there in third in that borrowed car from Luke Jackson with last week's feature winner, Dawson March, round out that top 5. But here comes the 2 of Olson. No, sorry, that is Sanders. Sanders now to the outside of March as he is going to take that 4th place spot. It's going to be Woodall, Kramer, Hammond, Sanders, and March, your top 5.
As Dan Woodall with the race lead, Kramer and Hammond, the 6 car. Hammond looking to the low side here through turns 3 and 4, trying to get that Razor chassis to hook up. Kramer slide job in front of the 16W Daniel Woodall, and Hammond there as well. Hammond back to the low side, Woodall up top. Side-by-side battle for second place here as Kramer with another lap lead. Keith Sanders way up on the high side in the 2 car. Dawson March working his way through the field. Then Brody Spring, Kirk Beatty, and Jeff Olson. Hammond down to the bottom off turn 3 and 4 once again. Nothing doing. He's going to go side-by-side with Keith Sanders now. Hammond in a borrowed car here tonight, originally driven by the 6 of Luke Jackson. You see a 29J on the side panel there. As Sanders, a little bit of contact. Woodall now through turns 1 and 2. As you see Hammond up to second. Greg Hammond up to second in the 29J. Mike Kramer, meanwhile, starting to check out here in this A feature. Greg Hammond trying to run him down. Woodall, Sanders right up against the wall. Here comes Dawson March, 2-for-1 special. March up to third now in the 5M, last week's feature winner. As Woodall pushes up the track, here comes Sanders to the inside. Kramer, Hammond, March, Jeff Olson, and Keith Sanders now your top 5. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Greg Hammond on the move in the 29J car.
Hammond in a borrowed car, borrowed from Luke Jackson, which is actually giving him some good seat time, as that is a Razor chassis. The car that Greg bought is a Razor chassis, and I'll tell you what, I think that Razor is to his liking, as he is going to the whip trying to catch up to Mike Kramer. Of course, Kramer and Hammond, these guys, old friends, they battle each other up and down here and across the street. But look at Dawson March, last week's feature winner, currently sitting in that 3rd spot right on the rear bumper of Hammond.
That kid has definitely improved since climbing in a car last year in the 5M car, and he is moving through the field. Kramer, Hammond, March, Olson, Sanders your top 5. Hammond still trying to close the gap here on that 53K of your 2019 track champion, Mike Kramer. Hammond trying to hold off any advances from the 5M of Dawson March. As March looks to the inside now of Greg Hammond in turns 1 and 2. Nothing doing. Hammond still retains second. Green flag is out, 2 laps to go. Kramer still your race leader. Hammond, March, Olson, and Sanders still your top 5. A white flag is out one more time.
as is going to be Mike Kramer slinging it through 1 and 2. Again, you got Hammond holding off a hard-charging Dawson March, but through 3 and 4 one last time, it is going to be Mike Kramer with the win. Hammond in second, Dawson March third, Jeff Olson fourth, and Keith Sanders rounding out that top 5.
Your 2019 champion here at the new Raceway Park in this class, climbing out of the car, Mike Kramer, the 53K. Mike, it's been a while here for you in Victory Lane at the new Raceway Park. Got caught up in some trouble last week when Greg Hammond went up and over, put the car back together, and now put it in Victory Lane here tonight. How hard did you guys work on this car this week?
Oh, we worked pretty hard. We worked all week long trying to get it ready. Thanks for Travis for getting it done right away. My wife, family for helping me, so all my sponsors.
Still going in back to 2019 to the championship, and now your first win here in 2021. What's the plan looking forward here?
Hopefully win some more.
Hoping to win some more indeed. Congratulations, my friend. Give it up for one more time, Mike Kramer. Meanwhile, though, ladies and gentlemen, coming off turn 4, this is your parade and wave lap for your Bonine Garage Doors IMCA Modifieds. We are set to go green and next time by.
RPMs come up, and we are green with the Modifieds as Jim T's going to take the early advantage as he gets around the OK of Kyle Welch. Welch now in second. Here comes Sean Berrigan as he's trying to get by the M80 of Matheson for third. They're still side by side. Oh, to Naples, a little bit too slideways. He is going to unfortunately lose a few spots out of the deal. But right now, Matheson in second as they're going 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Coming off of 2, that is for positions 3, 4, 5, and on back. Give third to RJ Merchant, brand new crate motor in that car. It is Teese. It is the M80 of Matheson. Merchant right up on the back bumper of the M80. Ricky the Racer Stefan in fourth. Chris Mills in fifth. Berrigan still trying to make some hay, as is DeMay. But right now, look at Merchant. Merchant to the inside of the M80 as they come off of 2. Good run. They're going to be side by side. Into 3, give Merchant second spot. Now the question is, can he track down the Mapleton Farm Boy? As it looks like Teese is out crop spraying right now. He is flying low. He sails off into 3 and 4. A little bit further back, it is still Berrigan and Moore as they're battling side by side. DeMay also involved in that fight as well. Teese, Merchant, Matheson, Mills, and Stefan, your top 5. As another lap clicks off, RJ Merchant, he is beating that new mule for all it is worth, trying to catch up to the 23. But Teese in that RZ3 Elite Razor chassis, sponsored by Teese Farms, Artworks Graphics, and Tornado Dave Schrader, is absolutely on a tear as he now heads into turn 3, a half a straightaway lead over Merchant in that Larson Logistics, Tom and Amy Love, Kaiser Refrigeration Sign Masters, number 77. Ironically enough, Merchant in a former Jim Teese Razor chassis. So it is a Teese Razor versus a Teese Razor for first and second. Chris Mills now sitting up in that third place spot as he is going to the whip. Oh, a little bit of a bobble from Merchant. That is going to allow Mills to make up some ground. Matheson now sitting in fourth. The battle is on for fifth and sixth as Ricky the Racer Stefan and Bob Moore are going at each other. Moore is now going to park himself in that top 5. Here comes the 88 of Berrigan, the 15M of DeMay, as they're also going to go to battle with the 25 of Steffen. But right now, the best battle on the track getting set to start, taking shape, is for 2 and 3, as looks like Chris Mills has caught up to the back bumper of RJ. Oh, RJ way sideways. Unfortunately, Mills had to hit the binders. RJ trying to settle down, trying to get back into his rhythm, see if he can hold off the 02 junior of Mills. As the laps click off, it is going to be Jim Teese now getting into lap traffic, as he is going to be passing the OK of Kyle Welch and putting him a lap down. Mills to the inside of the 77 of Merchant. Mills goes to the high side, tries to drive it down the hill, get a little bit of momentum. He's going to get up about to the door panel of Merchant. That's about as far as he goes. Merchant knows he's there. He sees the car. A little bit of an advantage for Mills as they go back down into 3 and 4. Give Mills second place. While all that's going on, Merchant tries to battle back to the inside, but they are starting to gain just a little bit of ground on your leader, Jim Teese.
Teese into turns 3 and 4 now in the 23 car, looking great. KMJ performance. 0-2 at Chris Mills. Trying to run him down. Mills trying to get back around. Merchant trying to get back around Mills, but Mills extends the second place run. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go for your race leader, the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese. TST sails off into the sunset here on a Sunday night at the new Raceway Park. You'll see the white flag come out. 1 more lap to go.
You can always tell when Jim Teese is leading at the end of the race, because Lisa Teese absolutely beside herself, jumping up and down, pacing laps in the infield through 3 and 4. She's about to get even more excited as the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese, is going to win. Chris Mills second, RJ Merchant a hard charge to third. The M80, Jim Matheson in fourth. Bob Moore is going to round out that top 5. Scotty, when you go down there, be careful. Don't get attacked by the farmer's wife. She's really excited.
I believe pick them up at the kids' corner as Jim will come down to victory lane here. Lisa going right to work, helping Jim get the equipment off.
She's not helping him get the equipment off. She's telling him how proud and happy she is.
Well, that too.
The funny thing is, with a Jim Teese win, it's almost more fun watching Lisa react than it is watching Jim win. Of course, the daughter's down there telling Dad congratulations. I see Brady coming up as well. As he gives a congratulatory fist bump to Jim Teese. Scotty, there he is, your winner, the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese. Let's get a word with him.
So as he climbs out of the car here, Jim, I overheard a little conversation up in the grandstand. The car was just too tight in the heat race. Had to make some adjustments here for the feature. Must have made the right adjustments. You're back here in Victory Lane at the new Raceway Park.
I didn't even touch it. It's tight. We got to get that tight out of it. It's I don't know what's wrong with it. We just got to get that tightness out.
But it worked out here at the new Raceway Park. Who do you got to thank for putting this 23 car in Victory Lane?
I got to thank my family and my wife, my 2 daughters, and Razor Chassis for helping me out through this.
So once again, the Mapleton Farm Boy, Jim Teese, puts it in Victory Lane here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for your Bonine Garage Doors IMCA Modifieds.
You know what, Scotty? He said the car is still too tight. The performance he had tonight, if that car is still too tight, wait until he gets the tightness out of it and gets that car spot on.
Absolutely.